All right, really quick video for you guys today. I just want to remind everyone that it is that time of, well, season in Diablo Immortal without the official seasons that you should be starting to save up everything for the next Inferno difficulty. I do these videos every once in a while, basically anytime we're close to another big jump in the Inferno difficulty, where you can start pre-farming and all the things you should be doing to get ahead of it. So let's go ahead and start jumping into it right now. Now, first things first, obviously set gear. Now with the adjustment of the most recent update, they have lowered the combat rating requirement for Inferno. What are we on? 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically we're all on 7. We're approaching almost level Paragon 1000, 1K again, in theory, because we've already done this once before they squished us down, which could happen again, makes sense. But again, it's time to start pre-farming Inferno 8. Now, that's not the whole point of this video. I also want to talk about how you can start saving your experience so that you can get to it even faster. But obviously, pre-farming, if you're not familiar, is the act or art, if you will, of basically going to the next Inferno difficulty as soon as you can when you have the highest combat rating available to you. Now, once you're in this combat rating, not only do you just want to farm for legendary gear, which you can, but now keep in mind, legendary gear scales with your Paragon level, whereas set gear, or the green gear, so we have legendary gear here on the right side, and then we have, let me move myself, we have set gear over here on the left side. So legendary gear grows with you with your Paragon level. So you could, in theory, pre-farm for the new Inferno 8 legendary gear, but the closer you get to 1000 anyway, the better legendary gear is dropping anyway. That's something that's going to be happening a lot. So I wouldn't focus on it as much, but if you do get a really good piece that obviously is a big jump, go ahead and put in your stash. Now, the biggest part about pre-farming Inferno 8 is, of course, going to be the set gear. If you're not aware, the best way of farming set gear is, once again, once you get to the highest combat rating you can, go to Inferno 8. Now, for those people that don't necessarily have high resonance, you can also just do, I would say, non-optimal or non-matching set gear, whatever gives you the highest combat rating, and then do it that way. So the main goal is that not necessarily to have the most optimal build for what I'm about to tell you, but instead just get the highest combat rating available to you. If I were to break this build up and get the top different set gear, like my Vithus and my Grace bracers back on, I get to literally 51,000 on the dot. No, not one under, not one over, or not one over, not one under. And then, so once you have the highest combat rating available to you based off broken set gear or anything else, just the highest combat rating gear you can put on, that's when you want to start pre-farming your dungeons. So the dungeons, and again, if you can, do challenge dungeons, because it's going to, over time, if you were to run, like, let's say 100 standard or 100 challenge, you're going to net yourself, what the hell was that? You're going to net yourself more greens if you're doing challenge dungeons. Is it going to be harder? Yes. But you can see the combat rating has been compressed or reduced, and it's only 49,410. I say only because generally, if you're kind of up, if you've been playing the game for a while, you're probably at least 50K flat, maybe just slightly above it. But you're probably right around 50K anyway for your combat rating. So that's pre-farming. Now I want to talk about what you can do to make sure that when you get to whatever amount of time you want to make the push into Inferno 8 in terms of your Paragon level, getting to 1000, right? So the biggest thing you want to do now is determine, based off how much prep you can do, when you want to pull the trigger and just basically consume all of your experience. When I say when, what week? So like right now, if we go back to the game, we can see that the current combat rating, Paragon server Paragon level is 9,060. I'm sorry, oh, Jesus, words, is 960. So we are, and I'm at 972, so I'm 12 levels over server Paragon. So next week, server Paragon will go up to 970 and then 980. So the really hardcore pushers will usually make the push when server Paragon, the Monday, when server Paragon goes to 980. That way you can, if you get 20 levels over server Paragon, you can essentially make the new server Paragon 2 weeks early. Now, what is that helpful for? If you have a very competitive PvP server, obviously for Battlegrounds, it's going to help you, but also in your, Battle for the Strife, or, Shadows versus Immortals, all that type of things, depending on where your server is at, that could really help you in a lot of different ways. So a lot of people make this push. The average Joe who wants to try to just farm and get his head as soon as they can are usually going to make the push when server Paragon hits 990, because as you can see for myself, I'm currently already 10 levels above, and at the time of this recording it's Friday. I'm 10 levels above server Paragon, which is going to be going up to 970 in a few days. So ideally you make that, the average Joe makes the push about a week early. So determine based off how much experience you're going to be able to pre-farm, make the determination when you're going to do it. Now, how can you pre-farm experience, you might say? Some of the easiest ones that I think a lot of people overlook are two that you can actually save in your inbox. The first one is, as you can see, unclaimed assembly rewards. So I'm not going to claim it. I'm just going to show you. So you get a decent amount of experience from your assembly rewards. You can do this every single day. So once a day between, you know, the first one's at noon and the second one's at 7. Pick one, whichever's available to you, get your rewards, but don't claim them. Instead, leave them unclaimed and just leave the assembly. And then when it ends, they'll mail it to you. Very similar to your weekly rewards for the Shadow War. Not only do you get set gear and all these other goodies, you also get experience. You can see 1.6 mil experience. So I did this on, what was our first one? I guess I did this on Thursday. I was like, what day is it? Thursday. So we have another one tomorrow, so I'll be doing that one as well. So any experience that you get in mail, you want to save, okay? Now, yes, you have to deal with the annoying red dots, but like you kind of get used to it really quickly. All right. So in addition to that, the most obvious one is saving your battle pass. Now, once again, the battle pass just came out on Wednesday. So 2 days ago, by the time of the recording of this video, I don't know when I'll publish this video, but as of the recording, it was a few days before. So I've already started to save. So you can see I've done my random dungeons. I'm saving those, my bestiaries, my Oblivion Pillars, my Heliquary raids. You want to save all of these battle points. And why? Because when you do make the push, you do get a ton of experience for leveling up. All right. So that's an easy one that I feel like most people know about. The mail one, not so much. But again, a lot of people know to save your battle pass points at least until Monday of every week, but in this case, save it till whenever you're going to be making the push, which for me, like I said, I'm grinding a lot recently, but I'm probably not going to be pushing all that much, so I'll probably still just do like the week before. I don't think I'll do 2 weeks, but we'll see where, again, you can sort of make that judgment call in real time and say, hey, I have enough experience, I'll just pull the trigger a week early, right? Not the end of the world. But you do have to remember that the farther away you are from server Paragon, the less experience you're getting. So you get diminishing returns. Keep that in mind as well. Now, outside of that, the other one that I really want to recommend is fishing. So fishing is actually a pretty massive, huge deal. You can hold, I forgot how many mythic fish. I think it's like 10. So go ahead and farm. Now, what I do to make it optimal, I will fish, and I will hold all legendary and mythic. So the purple fish, which is mythic, and then legendary, which is the orange ones, similar to like your orange legendary gear. I will hold both of those, and then once I've maxed out my bag of both legendary and mythic, I will then continue fishing and try to get all mythics if I have time. So that way, at least I have full fish of the 2 highest rarities. But then if I have time to go back and get all the mythics, I will do that as well. Now, for those of you that did get the familiar, friendly reminder, if you go to your transmog for the familiars and go to the Murloc, the Murlocs do have this trait, which is Master Angler. Murlocs are renowned for their ability to fish. Take one fishing and see for yourself. It is only works when you have this transmog activated. Does it say that right there? Active while now I sound like a fucking Murloc. But what this means is that you have a chance, not guaranteed, but a chance when you're fishing, when you catch a fish, you can get a duplicate of the same rarity and same fish and everything. I have had this happen multiple times, and even on mythic level fish. So if you're basically only farming for fish that are mythic or legendary with a really small window when you're fishing, it's going to basically guarantee you that if and when this procs, you're getting a duplicate of that really rare fish. Again, a little bit of min-maxing goes a long way, and ultimately it saves you time. Like, again, if Mr. Murloc here pulls me a second mythic level fish, that's one less fish that I have to farm for, or fish for rather. So again, those are like the key ways that you can really prepare for the next Inferno difficulty. Like I said, it's about that time. They just did the stat compression for future combat ratings for the different Inferno difficulties. So it's it's that time. Again, I make this video all the time, so if you've seen it before and you're annoyed, I apologize, but there are people that are new to the game and or just don't know the most effective ways, or maybe even forgot, because again, we go through this like every few months and it is really easy to forget. So if you found any of these helpful, make sure you like the video and leave a comment if I left anything out. If there's anything very specifically good that I'd left out that you guys mentioned in the comments, I'll make sure to pin it so everyone else can see it, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're all just trying to make the best possible accounts for ourselves, or the best characters for our accounts. So ultimately, if you guys have a good idea or something that I missed, make sure you put it in the comments for me so I can pin it. And if you can't think of any ideas, just leave like an emoji or something for retention purposes or engagement. So thank you guys. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe if you found myself either funny, helpful, or whatever else. I just want to see you guys in another video soon. See you later. Bye.